Thank you so much, Sasha, for your dedicated leadership. Now, please welcome Adam Beren, one of the founders of the Combat Antisemitism Movement, to share a few words and present the Civic Leadership Award.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. On behalf of myself, my wife Ellen, Combat Antisemitism Movement, welcome to all of you. We're so happy that you're here, and thank you for being here. People often ask me when they see that I'm traveling to Athens, Greece, and over to Washington and to Beverly Hills, and they find out that I'm involved with the Combat Antisemitism Movement. They ask me, well, why are you doing this? They ask me 3 questions when they find this out. They ask me why. And sometimes I ask myself this. When I started this, I never realized it would turn out to be something like this. So tonight is incredible for me just to see this room in particular. But there are lots of reasons why I started this. My parents experienced anti-Semitism when I was young, but I never experienced it for 50 years of my life here in America, the greatest country on earth, religious liberty and all of it. We've been a wonderful country, and we still are. But it was 5, 10, 15 years ago that I started to see, and others did also, that we weren't addressing all the forms of anti-Semitism. And that was really the impetus that got me involved. And then it really happened at my kids' private school in Wichita, Kansas, of all places. We had an experience like you're seeing on some of the public schools around the country and in college campuses around the country. Something similar to that happened at my own kids' school in a community that's pretty evangelical, very pro-Israel, but yet there was something that went on, and it really got me upset and lit a fire under me and said, I have to get involved also, like many of you do as well. So that got me started 6 years ago, and I never could imagine that it would turn out to be something like this. I'm very proud of the work we do with partnerships, with our grassroots effort, our research, and these kinds of programs that we do with civic leaders. So thank you all for being here. And a lot of the credit goes to Sasha Reutman. Let's give him a great big hand. Sasha's built an incredible team. He works night and day. I only work day and part of the night. He works night and day on this issue, and I just couldn't have done this without him. I have the highest esteem and respect for him. The second question they asked me is, well, how's it going? And oftentimes, I have to say to myself, well, it's not horrible. We're not experiencing the Holocaust. This isn't sort of like the Roman Inquisition, and it's not the Spanish Inquisition or the Romans or the Holocaust. So in that regard, I guess it's not horrible. We are in America. We're in a free country. But it's not great either. As you know, you wouldn't be here if things were going better than they are. In our research, before 10/7, we were worried, and we were tracking incidences, and we still do around the world. On the K through 20 campuses, we were tracking 3, incidents a week. After 10/7, we were tracking 18 incidents a week. That was the last school year. This year, we're tracking 12 to 13 incidents a week. So it's not great. 500-600%, increase on our campuses after 10/7. 3.5 million Jews, we just recently did a survey, 3.5 million Jews have personally been affected by anti-Semitism in their own lives, which is greater than half of our community in this country. So things aren't great, but hopefully they'll get better. And I think we're seeing some of the early signs of that. People are more aware of the problem, people are taking action, and we're hoping that the ship is turning, in a better direction. In Israel, things aren't horrible. We have a country, like everyone has said, a refuge for people who are now persecuted around the country, especially in some countries in Europe right now. But of course, things aren't great either. It's a tough neighborhood over there in Israel, as we all know. We're all watching in front of our eyes, a daily, transformation of the Middle East. And Israel's, hopefully doing better, and things are going in the right direction, just like they're going better here. So that's how things are going. And then the third question they asked me, well, what can I do? And I would say for most people, the first thing you can do is learn, just like you're going to do here these next few days. Maybe you've read stories and heard about the fact that the Jews are the canary in the coal mine. Every speaker here tonight has referenced this. You know, when things are happening to the Jews, it's a representation of ills in society in general, and we all know some of those things because we see with the social media and the algorithms and all of that, and the supposedly big, sides in our country that maybe aren't as bad as the media makes them out to be. Whenever there's sort of disruption in a community and Jews get targeted, it's an evidence that something is going on and you need to pay attention. So learn about the Middle East. It's not easy to understand the problem, but the more you learn, the better you'll be able to advocate. Just like you need to learn more about anti-Semitism, there's a lot of aspects to it. The second thing I say is speak out. No problem ever got solved by staying to yourself. Now is the moment. Your Jewish community is under attack. And now's the time we need you. We need our friends. You're our friends. Now's the time to speak out. And finally, take action. And you're in a unique position. Not everyone is in the position that you are to take action. And you're going to learn here over the next couple of days what it means to take action, and we hope that you will. So, we appreciate your being here. Thank you very much. Things are going to get better, and we're going to work on it and make it so. Thank you very much. It's your turn, Bruce. Come on up. It's my honor right now to call up to the stage Bruce Blakeman, the county executive from Nassau County, to receive our Civic Leadership Award. Thank you. Thank you very much. Vanna. Thank you. Bruce, you have been an incredible friend to our community. Bruce, you represent Nassau County, which has a significant Jewish population, over 200,000 people. I was looking it up. I think it's maybe one of the top 6 or 7 communities in the country for Jews. Maybe it's a little less than that. But in that target, you're the 3rd largest county in New York. Actually, the largest county in the country is LA County for Jews, so in case you're wondering. But Bruce, you've been an incredible ally of ours. You've been a warrior, and we just can't thank you enough for everything that you've done, for the Jewish community. We first met you on a trip to Israel, as you know, where you brought over 12 of your county executive peers to learn about the problems going on in Israel, and then when you came back, you were a strong advocate for what you learned. You did pass and sign the IRA definition of anti-Semitism. You can maybe speak about this more, but you passed and signed a mask mandate in Nassau County, which is very important. When the president of the University of Hofstra University was being weak when it came to anti-Semitism on the campus, you made a statement about that and actually called for her resignation for allowing so much anti-Semitism on their campus. We joined hands with you at the rally for the Jewish people on the Washington Mall with 300,000 people, and you were there proud and strong. Bruce, there aren't many leaders like you around the country. You stand up for our people. You know that keeping the Jewish community safe is keeping all of your communities safe. We just couldn't be more proud of you and thankful for everything you've done and to be a partner of yours. So, Bruce, I'd like to award you with the Civic Leadership Award presented to Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, 2024. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Adam. Adam and Ellen Beren, thank you so much for your generosity, your courage. It's amazing what you've been able to accomplish in such a short period of time, both here, around the world, and in Israel. Our hearts go out to you, and I want you to know that we're incredibly proud, Ellen, that you grew up in Nassau County, that your family is still in Nassau County, and hopefully someday we'll get you back in Nassau County. So thank you, Adam and Ellen. First of all, more importantly than anything else, I want to thank Hashem for giving me the strength to pursue my civic duty as a leader in Nassau County. I want to thank the committee and all of my colleagues that are here today from around the country for the courage and the strength to stand with us to combat anti-Semitism. I want to thank Mayor Lester Friedman and the City Council of Beverly Hills for hosting us. What a cool place to have a seminar. Thank you so much, Mayor and the City Council. And thank you to your Beverly Hills Police Department for keeping us safe tonight. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my soul partner, my wife, Judge Sigal Blakeman, who is a Zionist and a lover of the Jewish people and a fighter just like I am. And I also want to thank Mayor Sam Namias from the village of Lawrence in Nassau County and his wife Monica, Marty Olner and his wife who are here tonight from Nassau County, Jack Libbert, Nassau County Supreme Court Justice, who came here this evening. And I'd like to just take a moment out to have a moment of silence. About 2 weeks ago, Ambassador David Friedman, who's a resident of Nassau County, and I met, as we did many times, with the family of Omer Nutra. Omer was a Nassau County resident. He did a gap year in Israel and decided to join his buddies in the IDF, becoming a tank commander. He was taken hostage on October 7th. His family, for the last 14 months, went from pillar to post to trying to have their son released, only to find out last week that he was murdered on October 7th. But they continue the fight to bring our hostages home. Nassau County is larger than 10 states in population. Our gross domestic product is larger than 146 nations in the United Nations. But we are home to almost 300,000 people who identify themselves as being Jewish. We know what anti-Semitism is. We've seen it firsthand. But I'm happy to report that U.S. News and World Report just named Nassau County the safest county in America. I'd like to thank our Nassau County Police Department for that. And Niche Magazine said that we are the best place to live in New York State, and that's because we respect our police, we respect law and order, and we respect the rule of law. Let me give you an example. 17 miles away from Nassau County, we saw paid thugs, paid for by the Communist Party, the same thugs that were at BLM, the same thugs that were in Occupy Wall Street, the same thugs from Antifa, take over roadways and bridges and occupy buildings in New York City and harass and commit acts of violence against Jewish students. Those same thugs came to Nassau County. When they came, we met them with an army of police officers, and we told them, you want to exercise your right to free speech? You do it over there. You stay on the sidewalk. If you step off the sidewalk, our police officers will politely tell you to get back on it. And if you don't, you're going to be arrested. They are not occupying buildings in Nassau County, blocking bridges, taking over airports, harassing Jewish people, and committing acts of violence and hate against Jewish people. And that's what we have to do. It's very, very poignant that this is the Combat Antisemitism Movement that we are here to support tonight. We have to fight against anti-Semitism each and every day and not allow it to rear its ugly head anywhere in America. And that's why I am so proud that over 200 cities are represented here, because you, my colleagues in government, are the ones who are courageous, who have a moral compass and know the difference between right and wrong, and know that people who protest in support of murderers, rapists, and baby killers are evil, and they have to be stopped. In conclusion, people sometimes ask me why I do what I do. I want to just tell you a very brief story. Like many of you, I had a grandfather that was very special to me. My grandfather, Jesse Blakeman, was the kindest, nicest man. He was the prototypical grandfather, always taking us places, always playing games with us. He always wore a sport coat. He was old world, but always had candy in his pockets for us. And my grandfather was nothing but about fun and love of his grandchildren. But one day when I was 9 years old, my grandfather took me into the kitchen of our home. And he sat me down and he said, "I want to have a serious conversation with you, Bruce." And I said, "Grandpa, we've never had a serious conversation." He goes, "No, this is important." He said, "I want you to make a promise to me. You got to promise me two things." I said, "What's that, Grandpa?" He said, "First of all, always remember you're an American. And second of all, always remember you're a Jew." I have tried to conduct my life that way. That is why I'm here this evening. I want to say Toda Rabbah for this very, very distinguished award. May God bless you all. May God bless the state of Israel. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Congratulations again.